let me ask you a question. Do you think that one of the issues is most men aren't just trying to get a woman, they're just trying to get a lot of women?
I think the men that are trying to get a lot of women who successfully can do that, they understand nuance real well. I don't think that that's the issue for them. I think the men that are upset about nuance may just want um one woman, but they don't know how to connect with her in a way that it appeases everything they need. Let me not say that. Those men may want polygamy or those type of or a situation where they can have multiple women, but you can't even do that until you can have one woman and succeed. Like you can't have a successful multiple person relationship if you can't have a successful one on one.
I wasn't really speaking on that. I was just speaking in general.
Yeah, so
What you laughing at, mistaken?
No, because Marcus found a way to throw that in there.
Yeah, I'm like,
she asked the look. That was it. She said, "Do you think men want multiple women?" And I'm like,
what
"Well,
I'm saying to you
yeah,
in general
but
as it relates to
no."
dating, because we're there, because polygamy require marrying. Okay, so I'm talking about in relationship. As it relates to dating, do you think a lot of the issues that are coming up is not necessarily because men can't get a woman, they can't get a lot of women?
now, as I understand incelship, no, they can't get a woman, let alone a lot of women.
I think they
And
need
I would
another
say,
term.
and I would say that, and this is me thinking back to how I used to be. No, I'd say date one at a time, but have access to multiples.
I think there needs to be another term for when you can get access to women sexually, but you want to have a relationship and you can't figure out how to do that for men. Because femcells is what women who do that, right? They can have sex, but they can't get a relationship. Am I right? Is that a femcell?
No, I don't think
I
so.
never heard of
But
femcell. Explain
let's
that.
make up a name for that though.
No, there is no such thing as a femcell, but
That's
what
what I
is
love saying. We're
Enos?
gonna make it up right now.
What
She
is
got a sex
femcell?
sale.
I never heard of it before. Oh, okay.
Pull
A
up the
femcell is
definition.
the female equivalent of an incel. So it's a woman who is just undesirable to men. Like men will not engage in sex with her.
Oh, okay.
Is there a such woman?
Wait, what? I thought it was relationships. They said a man want to engage in sex. They're femcells, like real ones.
Yeah. So the thing is like
Never heard of such.
I've
I
learned
think
that YouTube people like to remix words and give it a definition
Listen,
it
it's
doesn't actually have,
out
but
here
that
having
is a
sex with
femcell.
animals, and
Okay.
you telling you ain't want nobody climb up in your cooter? Like, come on, I
You
don't
said
believe
they
it.
having with animals.
I've literally heard them talk about how thick some sheep is. Like you ain't seen them sheep. That's I swear I heard this before. I'm not making this up.
No,
No,
see,
I swear, I'm not making this up. I heard people
so,
say it before.
so when I just heard Enos say that, what I immediately thought was the men she wants. Because the truth of the matter is, if you're a female, you got all the female parts. There's a man that will happily bust it down in your town.
Yo,
Like
block.
you ain't even got to search. Like just go to the bar. There's gonna be somebody that'll be happy to bust it down. So like it's hard for me to picture a woman not being able to get it. So I
We need
think that there's a
clarity on that.
caveat. Yeah, I think that
We
there's
need
a
some more
caveat.
research on that one.
Well, the like that's what the definition actually is. Of involuntary celibate female. But I think that the one caveat to that is with the men she wants.
Yeah, because I think for both incels and femcells, you can find sex because you can buy it. You understand what I'm saying? Is always available. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're getting the one that you want, but if you want access to sex, is always available.
So I think there's like an important distinction between buying sex and having access to sex the way that other people do. Right? Most incels will still engage in buying sex, right? If they can afford it, because not all of them are in a position to afford it. But the other part to that is like there's a sense of entitlement, and I think this is just kind of like a symptom of the anger of not having access, but there's a sense of entitlement of why don't these women also want me? Why can't I have access? I'm seeing all of these men. So in like the incel space, they call them chads, I think. So these are like the upper echelon. And Tyrones. Sorry, it is race-based. So you have the chads and Tyrones that are at the top of the totem pole. And so they think that these men are hoarding all the women and they don't have access to any of the women, but they feel entitled to those women as well. That's where kind of that anger and that violence kind of stems from.
I've heard them like propose a solution that all men at 18 years old need to be assigned a wife or a girlfriend, like state assigned girlfriends, so that they wouldn't. Yeah.
So forced marriages. I mean, similar to that, because what if how do you assign a girl with the girl not having a choice as to whether or not she wants to be assigned to that? Or do you take the fem cells and the in cells and then, how come they just won't hook up?
I don't think they attracted to each other. You say in the same cell. Your ass funny as hell. The fem cell and cell in the same cell. That's clever. But no, I think so. This goes back to like mirroring, right, or delusion, right? You feel that you deserve this. This is what you're able to get, and that's not enough. So it's somebody that will potentially sleep with the women. I don't know about the men, because it's not that easy for men to just get sex randomly. I think it's easier for a man to get in a sexless relationship than it is for a woman to get for an incel man to get in a sexless relationship than it is for a femcel to get in a what's the opposite of that? Yeah, I'm kind of tired. What am I? A sexless relationship, an incel male probably can get in where he just comes, spend money, take her places, and spend time with her, and never can touch her sexually. I think it's easier for the woman to get in a relationship where she can just get sex, but he won't spend time, take her no. You know what I'm saying? The inverse of that. Yeah,
I agree.